Pentagon table of double-wide mental introspection and dedicated utilitarian outward thinking in defense of zero content. Translation: we ain't got nothing. Hey folks, Dude here, coming to you again, another edition of Dude After Dark. I welcome you kindly, and I appreciate you guys hanging out. Already got somebody in the room there, so Martina Sasquatch is here, and good stuff like that there. And I have the house to myself. Why? Because it seems like all the female family members decided they wanted to go out, and they wanted to see Hamilton. Yeah, Hamilton. That racially very not politically, well, it is probably is very politically, charitable, because that's the one where, Mike Pence happened to be standing there, and one of the guys was standing up going, I'm going to tell you to here, there, and everywhere about, why we think we're so disaffected in modern society, and slavery was so bad that blah, 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 and all the rest of it. Yeah, golf clap. But that pile of, well, how do I say it without saying it? That stinking pile of, libtardation brought about, it's just there. Yeah, it's, yeah, we're talking about Hamilton. Just socially, probably politically, very much really good for the Disney class of actors and what have you. But I am just really not so much into the that stuff. Because when they look upon themselves and they say proudly, we've made a play and we could basically be insulting to conservatives, we've done something phenomenal. I am not impressed with Hamilton in the slightest, in any way, shape, and form, and it does nothing for me. And I know a cat that's about ready to get squirted because he's being obnoxious. Yes. Amazing, the remote control device, also known as the, Mercedes Squatch Burr should have aimed higher. Oh, man. That's just freaking, brutal. Brutal. Just brutal. Wow. Yeah. Sound guy was saying something there I wasn't going to let through. But let's just say that, well, Burr basically said, why you?
I'm juggling thunder.
Yeah, and proceeded to just give him, well, what fur? Yeah. How much did he, well, I don't know if he gave him wee, but he gave him what for? Patriot Fever. How you doing, dude? Does repellent also work for liberals? Also, Patriot Reporting. I wish to hell it did, man. If there was any kind of stuff that pretty much you could just pull it out, start spraying it around, and oh, we can't stay in this area. This smells like conservatives. We have to go. Dude, I would really love to hear them screaming and carrying on. My biscuits are burning. Yeah, that would be just unbelievably, absolutely perfect for those guys to just have the thing that's so insulting to them that they gotta go. They just gotta go. Anyway, so looking at news, I really don't have a whole hell of a lot of news today. I did acquire, and I'm gonna go through this one. This is gonna be the Guns and Ammo. Let's see, the September Guns and Ammo, because it's got a really, really seriously kick-ass article. And I want to go through it in news and review, and carry on thusly. And man, I got to tell you what they're using now to print magazines. This paper feels like only slightly thicker than like toilet paper. It literally feels like that same kind of sucky paper like they use for like basically like sales flyers. Like, this would of course being a Midway USA, but like, the cheap ass sales flyers that they mail in the mail, that kind of crinkly, kind of cheesy. I really want to curse here, but let's just say it's S hitty. Okay. It's S hitty, because you pick it up and you start playing with the stuff, and it really just feels like hit. It just plays like hit. Yeah, it just feels like, S hit. Anyway, so I'm complaining for that stuff long and profitably because, I literally was involved in the printing industry years ago, and I know what paper's supposed to feel like. That feels like crap. Total crap. Anyway, this one is beyond blanking hilarious. I cannot do this one justice. This one coming in from patriotalerts.com. And oh, my stars and garters, this one is just
Come on, squeal, squeal.
Oh, I cannot tell you how justifiably wee this one's coming out to be, man. Patriot Fever one ply paper. Yeah, it really truly feels like cheap ass toilet paper. Oh man, yeah, it's just land down under for toilet paper. Sound guy. No, that's really kind of not. Oh no. Okay, Marvin Gaye's "Let's Get It On" with "Land Down Under" for wiping your boo boo. Sound guy. No. Yeah, but yeah, it does really feel like just crappy, sucky, bad execution stuff. So yeah, so like I said, patriotalert.com and Google. Yes, it was safe to go to patriotalerts.com. It is not a spam site, assholes. Anyway, so Seattle Democrat who led a defund police effort slams the cops for not protecting her from, well, how do I say this without saying this? But let's just say she got, no, sound guy, she didn't get quack, okay? She didn't get quack, right? She got, yep. So she led the fun police effort, slams the cops for not protecting her from the feces thrower. Yeah. So, a progressive member of the Seattle City Council is a leader in the effort to defund police in Seattle over the last few years, is slamming the cops for, quote, failing to investigate multiple instances of feces being thrown into her yard. Oh, man, you cannot do this stuff justice other than to simply call it for what it is. But yeah, she's now complaining long and hard because so anyway, multiple instances of feces being thrown into her yard. Seattle City Council member Ksharma Sawant said, quote, there is obviously a glaring inconsistency between the approach and the way that former Mayor Duncan, after a peaceful Black Lives Matter protest, peaceful lives. Here we go again with those lip-tardation things. Anyway, after a peaceful Black Lives Matter protest was held a short distance from her mansion, which provided with 24-hour stakeout for a full year. Speaking about, yeah, as a socialist city council member, quote, who has participated in Black Lives Matter protests, I am being told that my case of 6 threatening incidents involving human excrement doesn't merit even a serious investigation, let alone protection. Biatch, they're doing this because, well, you're just a raging socialist. And they see you as the enemy, not as anything but. No, sound guy. I was not going with ew dookie, okay? I was not thinking that at all. I was thinking basically that, well, she just got, well, more than a little bit of Okay, well, anyway, the police said, quote, friends of the victim were watching the home when the suspect threw a plastic bag containing several individual bags of suspected human feces into the yard. I don't know what the ED209 sound effect was for, but anyway, quote, the friends confronted the suspect and snapped multiple photos as he ran away. Witnesses described the suspect pictured below as an Asian man approximately 5'4" tall. So how much of the do you think he went full on? Yep. No, sound guy. No, I wasn't thinking done. I was just thinking like, he's basically pitching this stuff on her yard. And well, it's just going to make a hell of a, yeah, and of course, more. Yep. Some of that, some of those, this, one of those. Yeah, to the point where they're looking at this guy going, "Hey,
Dick!
Yeah,
You dick!"
As he goes running away. And I love this. Quote, the department takes incidents involving public officials seriously, and investigators have canvassed for evidence, gathered information from witnesses, and reviewed everything collected thus far. Oh, man. At this time, the department has not found any evidence this case would meet the city or state standards for hate crime laws, but SPD will follow available leads should new information arise. The department encourages anyone with additional information about this case to contact police.
You dick! You dick! You dick!
Oh, man. Anyway, so basically she probably looked out the door and was like, yeah, I think she probably had more than a little bit of looking at the ew dookie. So from KOR 07, July 23, 2020, Seattle City Council member Kshama Sawant revealed her proposal on Thursday for defunding the police department's budget by an estimated $85 million, effective next month. Seattle's movement is demanding the Seattle Police Department be defunded by at least 50%. Dumbass, if you take away the way for them to investigate this stuff, how do you think they're going to find a dookie thrower? Yeah, he's just, well, he's just basically, yeah, he's just slapped you upside the head. And, well, you're dealing with the, dookie alert. Dookie on your yard. Dookie all over the place. Well, anyway, she basically said, defund the cops. And then the cops are like, oh, yes, ma'am. We'll be right on this immediately. We'll be investigating this very, very stridently. And you know what? You rooster vacuum. We'll be checking it most earnestly for, the assailant therein. Wow. I don't know if you guys caught it or not. Of course, there's now multiple videos of Joe Kaka getting done with speeches at a cluster Dookie Mark 1. Ah, yeah. Wow. Yeah, the cluster Dookie bomb. Brett, she's thinking things through on herself on that one.
No.
Okay, yeah, she's probably thinking that one through, okay? Anyway, so basically, she's now dealing with this guy flinging dung all over her yard, and she's expecting the cops to go, "Dead or alive, you are coming with me." Yeah, she's expecting the cops to say that. Yeah, I don't think that's happening, dude.
The name's James.
Anyway, I'm sure it's more a case of the cops are just looking over and going,
You sick little monkey.
but still laughing about it. Oh, yeah, we're so offended, ma'am. We're so offended also. Yeah, so we'll help you. Hey, buddy.
Put that thing back where it came from, or so help me.
Yeah, anyway, I tend to think dude is going to probably get away with the crime. Yeah. As he's laying dung upon her, her place.
You dick.
Yeah, I'm sure she was just looking out the window.
You dick. You dick. 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 Dick.
Anyway, in another realm and reason therein of liberalization involving
Uh-oh, retard alert. Retard alert, class.
I cannot tell you how nastified I find this particular story. But I gotta tell you what, after eating a Beyond Whopper, I ain't doing that again, man. That was just, it gave me like, intestinal upset. It really didn't taste that beefy. And when you read like what's actually in this thing, it's a bloody damn communist plot of like just disgusting scientific fiction. There's too much stuff going on to say that you're taking like, stuff and making it something it isn't, to try to make it taste like something that it could never, ever actually could be. So anyway, I'm reading this article here, truthpress.com. And will you eat a plant-based steak after seeing how the 3D printer builds one? It's been said the sausage is something you can enjoy, but you wouldn't want to see it made. Then would you prefer your quote-unquote meat extruded from a nozzle in a laboratory? More to the point, would such food be as delicious and nutritious as the original item it's just trying to displace in the market? Redefined Meat, a startup out of Israel, is one of the latest companies attempting to sell plant-based alternatives to actual meat. Last week, the firm announced a partnership to see if its products distributed throughout Europe, according to Reuters. Specifically, Redefined is trying to reproduce and introduce meat as steak cuts. That's offering it's neither real steak nor cut. The meat analog is manufactured by 3D printing. Layer upon layer of plant-derived biomass is laid down until something approximating the size and shape of a real slab of steak is complete. Folks, no. It literally looks like they took an image of a steak and they said, you know what? Let's just knock down the resolution, give it a redshift, and folks, I cannot begin to tell you how nasty this thing. Let me see if I can't like cheat a look at here. I know sometimes the camera is really, really hypersensitive to try to look at stuff, but I just got to show you the picture of this thing. It just looks positively disgusting. That is 3D. That's 3D printed steak, folks. Oh, that looks so tasty. Yeah. Well, yeah. That. And that's not low resolution. That's actually the picture that they have in this article. That is a YouTube video of them going on about, oh man, this thing is the best thing since sliced bread and cesarean birth. Wow. It's all very impressive. The technician uses a touchscreen to select cut, marbling tenderness, and amount of fat. From there, the 3D printer custom builds a so-called steak layer by layer. It's also very expensive. Folks, we ain't there yet. When you walk out, you basically grab a hunk of cow, you buy the hunk of cow, you eat the hunk of cow, and it's like X amount of dollars per pound. They ain't there yet. The quote-unquote meat, which is made from soy proteins, beetroots, coconut fat, and other botanical materials, is being sold at $40 per kilogram, 2.2 pounds. That is significantly higher than the average all beef steak that be bought at any domestic grocery store. But that's not stopping activists from ranging from vegans to climate change extremists who are demanding that people switch to a completely plant-based diet, absolutely bereft of any animal product. Okay, that means you guys are also not eating any milk. You're not eating any eggs, which really, truly doesn't harm the animal that you're extracting it from. It is a byproduct. And then, of course, you have the screaming Mimeites going, hey, You don't drink milk. You're not a cow. Well, yeah, but you know what? You're wearing leather and you're not a cow either. Oh, no, that's from so-and-so and so-and-so place. Oh, so you like child labor then? No, that's not the case at all. Did you happen to see the country where it's produced? Yeah, they have bad child labor laws there. And your stuff was probably made by some unfortunate, orphan or some such. And you got that stuff on your footies at the expense of these poor little kids busting their asses. Logan Ray, appreciate you coming on by, dude. 3D print green coal for the Teslas. Wow. I salute you, sir. That was good. Just give me a second. That was spot the blank on. Okay, a 2021 study. Notice they don't say who did the study. But a 2021 study determined that beneath the succulent seeming veneer, plant-based alternatives are wildly lacking in nutrients that are ordinarily readily found in grass-fed animal products. Beef is richer in many proteins, antioxidants, vitamins, and other substances necessary for healthy nutrition. Okay, why don't these guys just live on this stuff? We live on our stuff, and after about 10 years, we compare notes on who's still alive. The study did find, however, that the plant-based substitutes did have a higher proportion of other nutrients than ground beef did. It's very easy to add the other nutrients. Hello? The researchers suggested that real meat and plant-derived substitutes could be complementary, as opposed to one product being predominant. Now, I gotta shift gears here for 1 second, folks. But I have heard it said that, if you go into space and you're flying your ass off, you can't bring everything that you're going to eat because, well, you're obviously going to run out of stuff. No, sound guy. No, we're not talking. We are not talking Star Wars yet. Okay, we're talking flying around, and of course, obviously, these two meat products are fighting it out. The meat product and the vegetable product fighting it out. Are you done? Anyway, but a free marketplace is tilting towards that notion. Earlier this year, McDonald's introduced McPlant at select locations. That just sounds blanking disgusting. The all-plant patty, courtesy of Beyond Meat, was being pitched as just as delicious as a standard McDonald's burger. Customers disagreed, however, and the item was removed. Why? Yeah, I don't think that it really. No, I tend to think that they had a problem with it, and obviously, most of the benefits they said went straight into the. Okay, I would tend to think probably the precursor and them flushing the toilet would have been dude going, I don't feel so good. I think I need to hit the cannon. Okay, there was probably something other than that, but sure. In addition to the matter, is it still delicious? Plant-based substitutes are described by some as having the quality of a woke, a turnoff for many who are disgusted by progressive politics. Cracker Barrel received backlash after offering the Impossible Sausage because some customers believe the company was selling out to leftism. Oh, dude, you want to talk about the wrong place to put anything beyond? That was probably, going and putting anything like that in Cracker Barrel. Them rednecks were not ready for that. And I'm sure it probably was the case those guys walked into that CEO's door and was like,
Sarah Connor?
Yes.
reload.
You are.
Okay, I'm sure that was not going to be one of those ones that was going to be appreciated by anybody going to the CEO's house. Also complicating the issue is the belief by some authorities in the field that plant-based quote-unquote meat overly rely upon chemicals and genetically modified ingredients to give the product its desired look and taste. Okay, folks, I don't know if you guys have tried any of those Beyond products, but I can tell you for a fact that is not beef. Okay, not at all. It is just.
You asshole.
Yeah. Thanks, Arnold. Yeah, it's definitely just. Yeah. No. It's no. No. It is not meat. I mean, you take a bite on that thing, and you're just going.
It was at this moment that he knew he fucked up.
Yeah, exactly. you just eat that crap and just yeah, it's just going to well, I'm sure it's probably really popular in San Francisco. Yeah, I am not gonna be one of those guys that's gonna be beholden to that thing because it's just annoying. Okay, it's just not good. It's a bad execution, and I don't care how woke it is. It's just not. It doesn't really taste right. Okay, it's just not the right stuff. Ultimately, this is a matter that'll be ideally settled by customers. If people do not want actual meat replaced by plant-derived products, they should not be forced to purchase and consume them. It must not be an issue decided upon by governments, multinational corporations, and people like Bill Gates. If there's any person on the planet that I really, truly want to just. Yeah, turn him loose with Godzilla. Anyway, or just. Yeah, he doesn't need to have 4 stars. Oh, what are you saying? Hallelujah that he's gone there, sound guy?
Oh my.
All right. Well, anyway, I can tell you for a fact, I don't know if I got like physically ill off it, but just it didn't taste right. Okay, it's not real stuff. It's something that comes out of the out of the laboratories, and it's just okay. I don't know about all that. All right, I really truly don't know about that one. That one might be fart squirt. Okay, I don't know if I did all that after eating it, but okay, it really. Are you done? All right, it was not that bad, but it's not something that I'm going to eat. Obviously, cause stomach distress, and I really, truly just thought it was. I don't know if it's really doing that sound, guy, but no, it wasn't good. Okay. Mercedes Sasquatch, plus the human brain needs animal fats to properly develop. Absolutely. You know, it's like these little kids that are raised vegan. It's like, okay, you're really B deficient, and there's obviously amino acids and stuff that you're not getting because we have the correct teeth that are basically for chewing meat, chewing veggies, and everything in between. We are omnivores. We're not built to just basically live on just green stuff, unless the green stuff's gone through the cow first, and then we eat the cow because it's now processed the green stuff. So, actually, what you could say to any vegan that's going, I'm a vegan and this, that, and the other thing, I'm better for the world. It's like, you know what? By me eating the meat, I've saved your food because my food eats your food, processes it, and then makes it safe for other people to eat. Patriot Fever, speak for yourself, carnivore here. All right. If you're determined to have fake beef and pork, consider the Play-Doh Kitchen Creations Burger Barbecue Food Set. It's currently selling for $12. That's cheaper than plant-derived meat, as Play-Doh is flour-based. Perhaps it's just as nutritious. Wow, they got a little snarky on that one. Oh, man. I don't know if I'm going to be able to go completely buck wild on this one, but I do want to be very, very honest about this next story. Sound guy, stop eating that stuff. Stop, okay? I think he got a Beyond Burger and it didn't like agree. Sound guy, don't eat it. Sound guy, I'm telling you, man, don't eat the Beyond Burger, okay? There's a reason why it's just not good, okay? Don't eat that thing. Don't. Oh, here we go. Yeah, I really, truly don't want to know what he's doing there. light a match, dude. Light a match. Ugh. I think I'm downwind too. Turn a fan on, okay?
Blow it out your ass.
I think you did blow it out your ass. All right, don't eat the Beyond Burgers. This one I have to be very, very charitable and very, very careful about because we're talking about, of all things, probably the Chinese Communist covert viral infection. But anyway, the leftover little doohickeys from its cute little spike protein. Well, coming in from truthpress.com, it says it's disrupting the immunity in millions after or people who have received the So multiple studies have shown that, well, let's just say that the spike protein is a highly toxic and inflammatory protein capable of causing pathologies in its hosts. Oops. The presence of spike protein has been strongly linked with long and post symptoms. Studies have shown that the spike proteins are often present in symptomatic patients, sometimes months after they have received or the numbers of long and post cases have been climbing in the United States, increasingly posing as a healthcare problem. Data from the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, which would be pretty much the CDC, estimates that around 7% of Americans are currently experiencing long symptoms, which could be over 15 million people. Some people with long have been so debilitated that they cannot go to work. The same have been reported in people experiencing post symptoms. Over 88,000 adverse events have been reported to the Vaccine Adverse Event Reporting System, or the VAERS database, as possible post symptoms. However, statisticians argue that people suffering from post is much higher. Canadian molecular biologist Jessica Rose estimated an underreporting factor of 31, adding up to an estimation that more than 27 million Americans may have suffered from adverse effects following the injured are vast, said Pierre Corey on October 15 in a Frontline Critical Care Alliance, or the FLCCC. Quote, the numbers are massive, they are underserved, and their needs are not being met. However, many doctors are looking to change the situation. The FLCCC, notice how much that sounds like a communist thing. The FLCCC has been at the forefront in treating long and post symptoms. No large-scale studies have been done on treatment for post symptoms. Based on clinical observations, patient feedback, and extensive research, the FLCCC has released its updated treatment recommendations. The FLCCC co-founder and chief scientific officer, Dr. Paul Merrick, told the Epic Times that recommendations are always subject to change based on patient feedback as well as research on new treatment options. However, to understand the treatment options, one first needs to understand how the spike protein is causing damage. And there's like this long, drawn-out article that I can read to further go into. But let's just say if you've had the or you received any of the potentially, you got something inside that's just going, hi, man, I'm going to make problems. Yeah. Now, if you want to talk about somebody that absolutely looks creepy as all get out, just give me 1 second here. This guy looks beyond creepy. Moderna's CEO now admits only the vulnerable need to get a booster. This one posted up in Truth Press, published 7 days ago on Monday. Moderna CEO Stefan Bankel, BANCEL, spoke with Yahoo Finance. Oh, geez. Angelique Camelani at the 2200 Yahoo Finance AI Market Summit. During the course of the discussion, Bankel admitted that, well, it's going to be very similar to the seasonal flu. Have I been saying that forever? That, basically that the was massively overstated and that King thing was basically just a flu? Yeah. Well, let's just say that, the Chi-Coms in their infinite wisdom created this piece of, and they gave it to everybody to enjoy. He also suggested that people aged 50 or older, as well as those who are vulnerable, should be receiving the booster. You know what, dude? No, not going to happen. Below's the cran strip. Angelique Camelani is the Chinese Communist Covert Viral Infection clot shot, going to become an annual Chinese Communist Covert Viral Infection booster for a very long time to come, or maybe for the rest of our lives. How do you merge the fact that there is already a low uptake on this new variant booster? And Stefan said, I think it's interesting the uptake is actually stronger than the seasonal flu from data I've seen recently, so we have to see the end of the season. What does it look like? It's the first time we're going to be looking at it more than a post, pandemic setting. So I think we'll be smarting. I gotta work up something for pandemic. I'll come up with something. So it's a better update than the seasonal flu shot. I think it's going to be flu, which is, again, if you're 25 years old, you need to get the annual every year. If you're healthy, you might want to protect other people. That's not how viruses work. You don't get it to protect other people. You basically deal with the virus. Either you get it, you have it in your system forever, your body figures out how to kill it, or you're a spreader and you give it to other people. You don't take a to protect other people. That's not how it works. If you're healthy, you might want to protect other people. So I think it's going to be very similar to the flu, where kids will be people at high risk. Didn't they say that kids under a certain age have built-in immunity and don't need to get it because they have the ability to fight off the inherently? People above 50 years of age. I'm over 50. I'm not getting it. People with comorbidity, people with cancer and other conditions. And that's really important to think about. And if you look around the world, that's 1.5 billion people. And he's rubbing his hands together going, I am going to make so much freaking money that I don't know what I'm going to be able to do with it all, because I am just going to be rich, so rich. This total... Yeah, no, wrong one. This... I'd like to give him many multiples of the because this it's just I gotta clean that file up. That one's not good. So basically this guy's saying 1.5 million people are going to be on the hawk and constant customers. How cool is that? Why, you piece of hit. He's just looking around going, I'm in the money. Pedro Fever, I prefer to call it the election variant. Yeah, absolutely, dude. Absolutely. All right, let's get out of this one. Let's have a palate cleanser, as it were. And let's just do something just a little bit different because, well, I truly am tired of looking at the news. So let's come up with something just a little bit different, and we will have a little bit of fun on this one. So flip the tablet out the way, And scrolly. I'm gonna have to flip the light down so I can see what I'm doing here a little bit better. Try to do this without like completely screwing up the lighting process because it was a little dark. You know what? Let me try something a little different here. Hang on, I got a better idea, and I'm not Ford. It's a little better. It's a little better. All right, that helps. All right, so anyway, I'm looking at the best states in the United States to be gun owners. So obviously, top of the list. That's just so easy to see. You know, what is the best place to live if you're a gun owner? Well, obviously, it's going to be someplace probably like Montana or Alaska or, you know, some other along those lines where they basically just, you know, they treat everybody charitably if they happen to be a firearms owner, and they pretty much say, don't screw with the guys with the bang bangs, okay? Just don't. But let's just go from north to south here and literally basically scroll our way on through. I got to buy the had to buy the peepers. Of course, I had to use the peepers, unfortunately, because, you know, obviously vision shift. Martina Sasquatch says Wyoming, Alaska, Montana, and Maine. Maine's not as good as you think, dude. But give me 1 second here. So let's see. Scrolly. Obviously, the absolute worst place possible. And I don't know why they have 51 here, but that's unless they include DC. Hang on a second here. Oh, yeah. Okay. So DC is not a state, but they did include it. All right. So obviously, I'm saying this is artificially number 51 because DC is not a state. But absolute worst place to ever think anything firearms related, obviously, is going to be, well, New York. The absolute worst place to own anything firearms related is New York. And this is an older one. They say Governor Cuomo's hasty departure from office, little gun owners to celebrate in the Empire State until the new U.S. Supreme Court and U.S. And NYSRPA versus Bruin, which is now working its way and cooking its way through the books. And that is going to be blanking epic when that thing works, because Bruin shakes hands with Heller and pretty much tells the federal government, you may not do these things. And then basically reminds the states, you may not do these things. And you can see pictures in New York about, you know, in the 1800s, people riding around on, like, you know, the old rail system. Everybody was armed, and the bad guys knew, don't do it, or you're going to get blown out your shoes. So, anyway, let's look at New York. So, before the rulings, highly restrictive May issue system in terms of carry permits. New York also banned full capacity magazines, various semi-automatics, and all NFA items. State law mandates duty retreat when outside the home, which favors the aggressor over the victim. Could also get worse too. Mandatory storage bill can impose felony penalties for violations. Has advanced from the state committee. I don't see that one really going all that far. That's probably going to go bye-bye, because that's going to get challenged and it's going to lose. Castle doctrine should be the law of the land, where if you come into somebody else's house and you jack with them, you get pushed back with a couple new holes. Excuse me 1 second here. Obviously, New York is the worst. The second worst place to own any firearms in the United States is not in the United States. We're not talking 48 contiguous on this one. Oh, no. We're talking about Hawaii. They say Hawaii might be a tropical paradise for description, but does not extend to the state's gun rights. Hawaii remains the most restrictive state in the union when it comes to issuing carry permits. Although the state law does allow for their issuance, none have been granted for several years, meaning there's no valid permits at this point. Purchasing a handgun, even from a private party, requires a background check. Permit to purchase and registration. In 2022, the duration of purchase permits was extended from 10 to 30 days. Small step in the right direction. Hawaii restricts semi-autos, NFA items, and even assault pistols. Use of force laws are weak here. The state doesn't have a strong hunting culture, though. Yeah, because everybody's got to zap pigs, because the pigs are running amok in Hawaii. Now, there's something else you got to know about Hawaii. Obviously, Hawaii is an island nation. So what plants actually got to Hawaii? 2,500 miles offshore. Most seeds don't fly that far. No, but the birds fly that far. So the birds come over, drop seeds, and most of the seeds the birds carried over, well, they weren't trees. Every single plant that is actually a Hawaiian plant is a derivative of grass. There is no poison ivy there. There is no bushes with any kind of stickers, thorns, prickers, stickers, hang you ups, tranglefoot, trip you ups. stop-a-minute bushes, whatever you want to call them. There is nothing in that place to hurt you. You literally can start on one end of the island and run all the way down to the other end of the island, and no plant will hurt you other than you running into something big enough. All plants are derivatives of grass. That means the pigs go through there and they just eat everything. They love the plant life in Hawaii. So number 49 is going to be New Jersey. No surprise there. Number 48 would be truly just, how can you say it without saying it? It's simply to say it, but we're talking about California's number 48. No surprise there. The laws suck there. The legislation sucks there. And pretty much trying to do anything there is heavily banned. You got all kinds of stupid little, whiz-bang things you got to stick on your stuff because you have to hold it in correctly because otherwise it's a thumb around the pistol grip type of stuff. 47 is Massachusetts. 46 would be District of Columbia. 45 would be Connecticut. Connecticut sucks for gun laws, trust me. 44 would be my state currently is, the Bundesrepublik der Maryland. Trust me, folks, if I had my druthers, I would be so much in Florida right now. Martina Sasquatch in the room says he hates living in the other people's Republic of China. Patriot Fever says, hopefully that Bailey wins over the Pritz, and void the Foyd. Oh, man, you guys really got it bad, like where your area is in Illinois. Talk about being annoyed. You're annoyed in Illinois. Anyway, so scroll, going through the rest of the list. 43 is Rhode Island. Rhode Island laws suck. 42, right, neighbor state, whatever, does kind of suck in some regards. However, it is good in another regard, as I can jump state lines and I can find these, also known as correct size Magos. Yeah, buddy. This would, of course, being a 25-round magazine for the AR-10 family. Yeah, it's basically just a big M30. But I got a couple of these now, and, I'm happy. Why? Because my AR-10 should be eating the correct amount of food. It shouldn't be withheld from doing what it needs to do because, you can't feed enough rounds through a 10-rounder without changing mags every 5 seconds. Anyway, so Washington State, way on the other side of the coast. Colorado, kind of knew it. Illinois is number 39. Wow, that's surprising. Minnesota is 38. I never thought Minnesota would be that bad, but has an ideological split between the two legislative chambers, and the Senate has prevented various anti-gun measures from becoming law. Republicans expect to take back the House in 2022, providing further protections. Under the state's scholarship systems, 6.7% of Minnesotans hold carry permits, in a significant jump from last year. Permits from 15 other states are also honored. There are transfer permits requirement for many black guns. Costing points in the column. Use of force laws include a duty retreat. 37 is Vermont. That's New England. It is what it is. 36 is Oregon. Now, Oregon is actually looking to maybe flip things over big time. Potentially, it's going to become a Republican governorship, and potentially some guys in the House and Senate are going to lose their place. What in the world is that cat doing? He's into stuff. Just give me 1 sec. How to use the cat remote control. So let's see. Scrolly. 35 is Virginia. Yeah, Virginia laws are kind of not so great. Virginia has a once-a-gun law in the books, although residents with carry permits are exempt. Carry permits are probably not the easiest thing in VA. New Mexico attempted to impose a 15-round magazine limit, but failed during the 2022 legislative session. I would tend to think that these guys are going to flip over big time. Nebraska's 33. I thought Nebraska would be better than that. 32 is Iowa. 31 is Pennsylvania, being a neighbor state. I can go across there. Now, Maryland is actually kind of stupid in one regard. We are limited to 10-round magazines. However, crossing state lines and buying standard capacity, not oversized or extended magazines, standard capacity magazines is completely allowed, legit, and good to go, because as soon as I bring them in, they're grandfathered. Let's see. 30 is Maine. So I'm kind of surprised in that one. Maine gets high marks thanks to a strong permitless carry law and its lack of restrictions on semi-automatics and firearms and FA laws. State loses points for its use of force laws since it imposes duty to repeat requirements when outside of the home. Folks, we need to have, you basically run up on somebody and you challenge them. If you get blown out of your socks, that needs to be law of the land. You effed up, and it is on you. 29 is Nevada. Nevada legislature did not meet the 2022, so nothing has changed. Nevada receives 8 points for shall issue carry laws, 10 points for black rifle and NFA commons. Use of force laws are good, and shooting and hunting culture is strong. North Carolina is number 28. Doesn't restrict black guns, but it's basically middle of the road. Florida is 27. I thought Florida would actually spec higher. Governor DeSantis signed legislation to remove houses of worship from the state's list of prohibited carry locations. Despite its rapid population growth, Florida remains a great place for gun owners with strong shall issue RTC laws, rights to carry. Statewide firearms exemption, model use of force law, and thriving shooting culture. Black guns and NFA items are unrestricted. The only area where Florida loses significant points are the laws that restrict the purchase of long guns for most individuals under 21 and a red flag confiscation program. Red flag law needs to be made a null and void item. 26 being Louisiana, basically a bunch of rednecks all having fun in Cajun country. Michigan, Governor Whitmer, concept of enacting pro-gun laws, this and the other thing, but it's basically middle of the road. Wisconsin's 24, South Carolina's 23, Ohio's 2020 is 22, Mississippi's 21, Arkansas is 20, West Virginia is 19. 19 because it has a no permit carry system at all. Any adults are allowed to carry open or concealed in West Virginia. And if you jack with them and you get popped, the sheriff comes out and goes, yeah, that's kind of a mess. He was kind of a dumbass, and you did what you did right. Let's see. West Virginia's permitless carry state. Use of force laws are strong. Black guns and NFA items are unrestricted by state laws. West Virginia has much of a firearms industry influence, but the governor is working to attract companies to the state. Also, the other thing that's nice about West Virginia, no income tax. So, Texas, Florida, West Virginia, 3 states for sure that have no state income tax. None. New Hampshire's number 18. Missouri is number 17. 16 is Alabama, 15 is Indiana, 14 is Kentucky, 13 is Georgia, 12 is Tennessee, 11 is Oklahoma, where the wind goes driving down the range. 10 is Alaska. I thought Alaska would actually spec closer to number 1. Kansas is number 9, 8 is Texas, 7 is South Dakota, 6 is North Dakota, 5 is Arizona. Huge gun culture in Arizona. Even though they tend to go kind of purplish, it's a little weird in that regard. 4 is Utah. Governor Spencer Cox has been the breath of fresh air for Utah's gun owners. After signing several pro-gun bills in 2021, he approved legislation in 2022 that strengthened the state's all-important pre-exemption statute. Utah has it all for gun owners. Great laws, wide open spaces, plenty of places to shoot. There's also a large firearm industry presence and a thriving competitive shooting community. Utah ties for first place on points. 3, Montana. Montana's legislation did not meet in 2022, so nothing has changed since GNA's 2021 rankings. Montana maintains a full 10 points in every category, putting it into a 5-way tie for first place. Montana is a hunting and shooting paradise with a diverse population of game animals and habitats. The only question in Montana is whether or not the state can absorb so many outsiders without losing its rich culture. Look at the changes in Colorado, for example. Number 2, Idaho. Very surprising in that regard. Governor Brad Little signed legislation 22 protecting gun owners and businesses during state of emergency. Idaho receives top scores in every single category, putting it in a 5-way tie for first place. One could certainly argue the state deserves GNA's top spot. Idaho's permitless carry, strong use of force laws, statewide firearms free exemption, and does not restrict NFA or black guns. The hunting is excellent. Shooting opportunities are many. Boise's population is growing fast, which raises the same questions as Montana. Can so many new residents leave the laws of the states they're leaving behind? Now, I got to take a slight break here for a second. This is going to be a public safety notice. If you are from a leftard, blue-ass state, do us all a favor. Leave that behind. And I'm talking like horse manure. Leave that horse manure in your state. Don't go, oh, I made my state so sucky. I'm going to take all my bad voting habits and I'm just going to march. I'm going to march my ass. I'm going to march my happy ass into the new state and make sure that it's completely jacked up because I want to import some new S into my new place of residence. Don't do that, okay? Leave your bad habits behind. Don't vote like a total left-hard asshole in the new place. Why? Because potentially you're going to get cracked in the jaw and...
I've fallen, and I can't get up.
Yeah. Oh, let's just do that one, sound guy.
I've fallen, and I can't get up.
Yeah, don't do that. If somebody's likely to drop you in the, drop your dick in the dirt. Let's see. Patriot Fever, woohoo, we suck. Patriot Fever, what number so we have to hit that allows M60, Saws, MG42, or Ma Deuce? Okay, Patriot Fever, I get a list in 1 second here, but the way it works with NFA is 1986 and previous manufacturer of any machine guns, completely legit. Suppressors can be manufactured currently, no issue, but machine guns, you can't make any more machine guns. The population as currently the population of machine guns is the population of machine guns, which is why you have $30,000 to $50,000 machine guns, and that's probably also why you have like Mac 10s that are probably maybe about $700 to $800 guns are now probably like multiple 10,000s. That's why, because you have a built-in population of machine guns that cannot be expanded upon because after 1986, the manufacturer was restricted simply to those guys who hold as dealer sample, law enforcement, or military contract. So there is machine guns out there, but the population of them is the population of them, and we need to get rid of the law that stops the new manufacture of machine guns. Basically needs to get rid of the NFA. I mean, the NFA is just total horse crap anyway, because most people don't go, oh man, if one shot is good, blowing out a whole 30-round stick at the bad guy is just so much better. It's a bullet hose, okay? And it's awesome fun, but then you basically start farting out, hundreds of dollars of ammunition in like 5 minutes. It gets expensive really, really fast. Mercedes Sasquatch and Mac 1011 go for 7,500 average. Yeah, that sounds about right. It's sub 10,000, but if I'm going to get a Mac 10, I want to have the Psionics can, okay? I want to have that thing looking like, basically like John Wayne was walking around in McHugh. That's what I want. I want to have that thing, so I'm pretty much set up to just go in there and just say, hi, I'm the guy that basically is going to say, you can't do that anymore. Yeah, that's what I want to have.
How about that? Those 32 slugs came out in a second and a half. You ever see anything like it? You're not going to take it, are you?
Just say it's a loan.
Lon, it's not licensed.
Jack, neither am I.
I love this. I love that scene from McHugh. Basically, like, completely, like, beer cans, a freaking trash can with all 32 rounds. That was blanking epic. So last state in here is going to be Wyoming. So Wyoming extended its permitless carry law in 2021 to include non-residents, which brought the score up to 10 points in that and every other category. Like most of its neighbors, Wyoming is a true paradise for gun owners with a strong showing across the board. From our view, Wyoming stands the best odds of maintaining its culture. Thanks to unlikely but strong force. Brutal winter winds. Everyone loves Wyoming in the summer, but come February, we don't see a mass of left coasters making the Cowboy State its permanent home. Man, if it wasn't for the winters up there, that would be a heavy contender for me too. I love the landscape out there, but man. All right, so scrolling back to the actual list. So let's see. Going. And the thing that's hilarious is like from there's a lot of states that are like 49 instead of 50. The first state that starts at 49 is Indiana, then Kentucky, then Georgia, then Tennessee, Oklahoma, Alaska, Kansas, Texas, South Dakota, North Dakota, Arizona, Utah, Montana, Idaho, Wyoming. All those score awesomely. I'm surprised Florida didn't score up better. So let me see actually where Florida actually falls in. And I got friends that actually, live in Florida and actually happen to be gun owners. Some of them with machine guns. Only area of Florida loses significant points in laws that restrict the purchase of long guns for most individuals under 21 and red flag confiscation program. If DeSantis really, really wanted to make people happy in Florida, get rid of the stupid red flag crap. Just, make it an executive order. If you enforce a red flag law and you do it under color of law, guess what? You get a 6-month suspension. But I was protecting the population. From what? What did dude do that basically couldn't have been stopped with the fact that he already had a protection order on him and he shouldn't have had, bangers in the first place? That's easy to do. Dude's got a protection order. He loses the firearms until such time that the protection order is lifted. However, whoever applies the here's a double-edged sword. How you fix that one? If somebody puts a protection order on somebody unjustifiably and dude loses his gun rights, guess what? You have a problem, and it might sound a little bit like,
Come on, squeal.
You sick little monkey!
Okay, I don't know if I wanted all that, but let's just say if you do that to a gun owner and they get their guns back, let's just say you're in trouble too. It's kind of like that thing, like you've seen, like the guy basically making statement in like, the British Commons, and he's like, well, this, that, and the other thing, and the guy goes, would you like to back up all your property and all the rest of your items, this, that, and the other thing on your statement in public, or would you like to retract it? Because if you do something like that in the House of Commons and they charge you with it and you go to court and you lose, they take all your stuff. So it can be said that you basically keep a really, really charitable way of addressing somebody else, and you better make sure that you have it correct, because you're going to get... No, sound guy. No, they're not going to get snoo. They're going to get... Oh, big time. And it's not going to be... No, it's going to be...
Death!
Most assuredly.
You're despicable.
Patriot Fever Room says points for Wyoming, but negative points for giving us Liz Cheney. Liz Cheney is a non-starter, brother. She's done. She's done. And I love the one where her dad comes out and he's like, you should be voting for my daughter because, all this bad Trump stuff, well, it happened because of Trump and this Trump and that Trump and all the Trump and Trump. I think it's bloody damn hilarious that pretty much they drug him out of the ethers to go, yeah, could you prop up my rhino-ass daughter that everybody hates her freaking guts? Ugh. Liz Cheney is not the solution to anybody's problems. Wow. Just wow. That's all I got on that one, man. All right, so looking at things as it is, we got a 10 o'clock time period. Appreciate you guys hanging out with me tonight and all the good stuff like that there. I know you guys had many other things to do, and I truly appreciate your kind attentions. I know you had many other stuff, many other things to do, but you guys decided to hang out with me, and I truly appreciate your kind attentions and all the good stuff like that there. So you get a gold star for attendance. Yes, gold star. Usual stuff going on during the course of the week. Appreciate you guys hanging out with me tonight, and of course, all the good stuff like that there. I truly appreciate your kind attention. You guys have many other things to do, but you hung out with me. I appreciate it so much. Catch you guys next week and have a good one. Eat good, keep ring as always. You know it and love it. And that listing of stuff is still in other places, I think, but there's better states than mine. Catch you guys later. Have a good one. See you guys. Ernest!